Right, so let's actually play the game, shall we? Yesterday, when I was streaming Factorio, I actually said on stream I would go round and kind of set ourselves up. As it turned out, I didn't really need to do that because I've forgotten the keys again. I already had an inventory of stuff, and I think there might be a rando chest here that I've completely forgotten about. Yeah, there is one there actually. What's that got in it? Oh, okay, that was just some bits and pieces. But I think there's, organic stuff for this bio debris. But yes, so I didn't really need to do that because the truck already had a whole load of stuff in. I did do it anyway. I went back and kind of, just sort of grabbed loads of iron plate and concrete and that sort of stuff. So we are fully set up, but as I say, it turned out we didn't really need to bother, or I didn't really need to bother. I still haven't, and I keep forgetting, to set up my hotbars. I'm not going to mess about with it now. I can't remember. I mean, what does a level 2 belt do? That does 120. That feels like the type of amount that I was expecting. The question then is how... it turns out we've got loads of that. It's been busily making loads of it, so we might be able to get all the way back to the other factory with it. It's a long way, but I've got a lot of it. So we will do as much as we can, because it's just quicker, to lay the one belt. We are just going to belt all the way over. Just because it's nice and easy. Point that in that direction. No, that didn't connect. And then we go up here. And across here. And let's be sure I don't care about clipping or any of that sort of stuff. So certainly not. Oh. Something was caring about clipping though. I guess it was because it was trying to go through me. I'm not sure what I've got on me will get us all the way there. But we will get quite close, I believe. So if we sort of go this way. Oops. Invalid placement. How so? Because it's going through an actual Tyranny rock. There will be beasties that are respawned, I suspect. Because there are some that it sort of doesn't matter that we're laying power poles down, it would seem. So if we maybe go that way. But after this, what we're going to do is we're going to get some oil, because I believe I've unlocked... No, that's the wrong thing. No, and that's not connected. Marvellous. I believe I have unlocked oil wells and all that sort of stuff, and we are in the area where, unless they've changed it, I know there to be some oil. We will almost certainly recreate exactly what I did in my first attempted playthrough. There's all the bits and pieces of stuff I've run over. So this has got us kind of halfway, I think. And we've certainly got another 500 or so in some chest somewhere. I could always split it into 2 level 1s. That is not a problem. Just hop up here. Cool. Might just get onto the other side. Yeah, 28. Let's go back and get our truck. It's maybe a paranoid net there. Technical errors. I think we've got more than halfway, in fact. So I'm pretty sure. It might cause us some problems with driving around, where I've just laid that down, but yeah. What I'm trying to build up to is a rail system, and I'll probably replace these types of things with rail. That's a bit of quartz that I did not realise was there. obviously help us do some research. We do have... I did put a load of stuff in chests, like, ready to go with research. Oh, coal's coming. So we might be able to go back if we need, you know, something that it would be useful to have. I can also make now the, whatchamacallit, the grabby arm, you know, I can't, it calls it the conveyor. The thing that grabs onto the power poles and lets you zip around. In fact, it's probably called a zip line, isn't it? So yeah, so we've got another 500 of that, so that should take us over to the base. The question I guess then would be, is that definitely enough? If not, we can put a second level 1 line on with no problems. But we shall see. Can we get up here? Whoa, no. Not like that anyway. There we go. A bit slower. Can we squeeze through this gap? Yes, we can. And who's drive over the top? Biggest clipping. Cool. Whoops. Ooh. Angles. Physics. To get through there. Let's go this way. Oh, there's loads of like other iron and copper here. You know, in this sort of general area. So hopefully we're not going to be ending up going backwards and forwards too much. So if we park up here. Now where's the end of this belt? Here we go. Let's grab that. Kind of heading in that direction. No. Always forget the final click. Where are we going? We're going that way, I think. Oh, okay. Oh, they're right there. Okay. Fun for all the family. Oh, crikey. Maybe jump. Coming out of nowhere. Where have you both gone? Oh. No. Ooh. No, that missed. There we go. Oh, I did get you. Cool, okay. I'm not damaged particularly, and we don't really need that. Hog stuff. Whoops. Where are we going? Don't remember it being so close to this big outcrop, so I suspect I've gone slightly off track. Let's pop something there though. Need to go sort of this way. The other base, of course, we got the space elevator to kind of guide us where we're going. But, oh. No. Oh. So about there-ish. Through here. The power poles. Yeah, power poles are over there. Okay, we've gone. Oh, I've gone completely off piste. Should be following the power poles. How did I manage to do that? I think it's because I couldn't. I seem to remember I couldn't actually go the way the way of the power poles. So yeah, let's get back onto the power poles because we know that they're roughly. This is quite the snaky belt. Should have laid a concrete foundation or something. Like these. Oops. To there. Might just be short. But there's a whole load of it. Or at least a couple of hundred in a chest over here. Or I guess it's a box rather than a chest. This one. It's going to be close. Where does this get us to? About there. Yeah, so I think we are just ever so slightly short. But I don't know where I'm connecting it to, is the other thing. What is it actually using there? It's this, isn't it? But it goes the other way. Yeah, so I've actually got to connect it there, I think. Is that right? So maybe if we sort of... Whoops. Need to do that. Do a line along here somewhere. And then I can elevate it up. Okay, so we want a conveyor 2. Like that. And then we can go that way. And then I say we will... Nope. There it is, you see? I knew I had lots more. I think we're probably using up all of what I've got, so if we end up needing it for the oil stuff, we may be sunk. So how about I just put it on that corner, in fact, all the way around. Do it that way. But that is the wrong way around, isn't it? Because it goes... No, that is correct, yeah. So then we would go, I don't know, down the middle, say? Yeah, no, that's... I always get the belt the wrong way around. It's the bit that pokes out that tells you the direction. And I want that sort of a curve. And then, you see, so that needs to go that way. There. Just have a little bit here. So, which we can connect it back up to. I think I might go and get my truck first, just so that. Well, I don't forget about it. Here comes the car. Where is my truck? Where is my truck? No. There it is. Okay. Let's hop in. Just go around, I think. Oh, look! There's another crash site there. I didn't know there was a second one. I think I might go this way around. There is like a slug in this depression. I have a memory because there are spiders in the thing, but I can't remember it's whether them. So there's one down here. I seem to remember it spawns in some hogs if you when you go and get it. Oh, there you go. No, it's a spittery job. Which, you know, spittery job versus truck tends to be the truck that wins. Cool. But yeah, there's like spiders down there. And there is something useful down there. It might be I don't know, quartz node or something. I can't remember. Right. Let's just hook this up. And then... Oh, I got the wrong thing. Put that on there. Cool. So. Oh, and the coal's here. Excellent. Oops. No, can't do it high enough. Okay. Let's go up. Watch it all kick into life. Didn't I also establish that I'd completely messed up the maths on concrete or something? Wasn't that a thing that I'd also worked out? I mean, we have loads and loads of concrete there. But I'm pretty sure I'd sort of worked out that these are going to need more or something? Well, that one doesn't seem to be doing anything, so that can't be right. I don't know if this was meant to be like underclocked and... But I still wasn't, you know, going to get enough or something. I can't remember. There was something like that. So I could check the maths. So the problem essentially was... Am I feeding these enough concrete? So we want 36 a minute. And is this the same? So 72 a minute. We might need to level up the belt, mightn't we? Because that's only 60. Is it level 2? Oh, so it's already level 2 coming in here. Yeah. Okay. So, smash in. So if we need 72, what are we actually making? We've got 15. So that would be then 30, I guess. Yeah, if it's 100%. 45. 60, 75. So it's actually like one short, technically. I think I'm fine with that. It's almost certainly not enough belt level though. I mean, if these needs 45 a minute each, and that's 45, 90, 2 more, 180. 225. What level belt would we need? We would need to go all the way up to level 3 belt, which I'm almost certain this isn't. Yeah, that's no level 3 belt. Where would we need? So if we go down to take 90 off of 225, we get 135. So we still need level 1 there, and this could be level 2. I think that's okay then with level 1. Oh! The concrete bits disappeared. So, as you can see, clearly that's not kind of working as needed. How many thingamies am I adding on here? Is this 60 coming up? I think this might be the problem in a sense, because this is... So that would be doing 60. And I assume this is the same? Yeah. So these two together would be 120, which is level 2 belt, not level 1, which I assume is what I've got. Yeah, there we go. So at some point, we're probably going to have to decide which one we want to actually run at rate. Because, so I suspect we will quickly run out of this. Okay, so that's 2 going in there. Whoops. Now, this must need to be 2 as well, surely. Surely. Because this is another 2. In fact, can't I do it from the map? We go pingage. There we go. Okay. What we got? So we've got a normal there. Oh, is that it? Or has it got more? No, we've got only 3 normals. Okay, so that would be 60, 120, 180, and we established we needed 225. So we need to grab this one. Okay. Is it even making any of these encased beams? Have I hooked everything up right? That's kind of the more important thing for now. Because we could bring that other one in and combine it here. But yeah, that's clearly not enough. But you're not doing anything. Why are you not doing anything? Has it only just started to come through? We've not got anything. Why is that? I mean, is that not a steel beam? No power! Oh, okay. Oh. You've got the power poles. No power. Okay. We can sort that one out. No, we can't, because I haven't got any cable on me. Cable. Whoops. No, that didn't work. So, in fact, are these connected? These aren't even connected, are they? Oh dear. Connected that one. But not these. Okay. Some excess is going that way. So we have at least made some. But I noticed this machine doesn't appear to be doing very much. It's only getting a few. That's full. So it might be a, you know, stockpiling thing because it's, you know, split, you know, the way the splitters work. But we could also just check, because this is probably not high enough level either. In fact, I'm pretty certain it isn't, because at the very least, that's level 1. That's level 1, and that's level 1. So 60, 120, 180. That has to be level 3 belt as well. I already put that in as level 3. That's in the blueprint. Cool, okay, so the question then for them, I think they're okay. I think that's 180 coming in. How much do these need? Oh, well, it's stopped on the belt. 45, 90, 125, isn't it? No, 135. So spare, basically. There is spare. But it does mean that we need 135 coming in, and I've only brought in 120 with level 2 belt. So we are short. Am I fussed about that shortness though? I don't think I am, really. If the concrete's short as well. That's not really chugging, is it? Is that because that should be a... What belt have I got there? Level 2. Level... Oh, that's only 1. I'm wondering if this needs to be a level 2 conveyor and it isn't. No, it's a level 2 conveyor. So why is that not moving properly? I guess it's a backlog, isn't it? Because these have been chugging away, filling up the concrete, and there just kind of isn't the room, so it should be full. Yeah, it's like 500 concrete in it. So I'm sure it will sort itself out. Have you made any? Not yet. 12. We've got 12. So yeah, maths is a little bit off. Solve it. We're going to need, ironically, them, I guess. Well, I say that. We could put a level 1 in, couldn't we? A level 1 belt for coal. You know, just go out with a load of iron plate. What do these stacky things need? The whole lifted... So they're rods, plate and concrete. So we probably need more rods. I'm putting it away. And more iron plate. Cool. I bet there's some in the truck as well. So, Yeah, we might as well just do that, really. Just crack on. What would I actually be... Where would I be connecting that? So if we did end up bringing an iron plate thing in there... I guess we could make this level 3 at some point. Like here. Make this a merger. Like that. Why are you not giving me the again? A merger. And then we actually level 3 out of there. That one there would need to be a level 3 lift, wouldn't it? But put the 2 in there, and then we jank in. Where are you? There you are. A level 1. Oops, I'm stood in the way. Cool. Okay. So if I go back every... Well, it's always difficult to judge these, but if we sort of put it a bit closer... It should be okay. Oh no. Oh, it's because it's got the... It's trying to do a right angle. We've got one in there. You kind of don't really need to do trains in this if you're willing to do this belt madness. It's alright. I know a lot of players, I know some players, they'll build a big platform in the sky and just build the factory basically on top of the map. Which I kind of get, but it feels like it's not really sort of in the spirit of the game, really. It's a bit like you were saying this yesterday. The whole thing of, given the opportunity, players will optimise the fun out of the game. So, I guess if we put this here, since we don't really know where this is going, there's the next, here it is. Now. Right, so let's pop that there. Hopefully that's not too far. Oh, I thought so. Someone made a weird noise then. Where are you then? Oh, was it that one and it's de-aggroed maybe? Hello, very serious user. How you doing? Welcome along. Right. Yeah, it must have been that hog over there. I'm surprised it spawned actually, because it's really close to where I'm building. Kind of does that thing Factorio used to do, where it was like, oh, you're building something here now, so we'll stop spawning animals. And of course, in Factorio, it became a very easy exploit just to go out, put down a whole load of power poles, big power pole grid, and it's just killed off the expansion basically. Because they were, you know, the code basically says, right, well, if there's something the player has built, then, you know, don't spawn, don't go and colonise there. Oops. So I don't know if people do the same in this. Given they don't, you know, like occupy new territory or anything, it's a bit like a unnecessary thing. No, there you go. Where's the next one here? Well, interestingly, this is not properly flowing. So that suggests there might be another... Oh, that's too far. There might be another problem somewhere. Because you'd expect, since this is too little, it wouldn't be stopping. So what is the problem, my friend? What is the problem? Finished off the edit on the bit I'm doing. So the video I'm working on is a law one because it was just the most fun to do, really. But I'm trying to mix up Factorio law. That is, it's sort of getting into that series I want to do of of just sort of daft speculation. Daft in the sense of it's so pointless. It doesn't matter what I'm talking about, basically. Playing the game, but it feels like a logical extension of a lot of the other speculation I did. And I did... Oh, it's still not far. Too far. So, I guess if we take this out and put it right on the edge, right there maybe. But yeah, I'm trying to do. It's effectively like, I don't know how to describe it. Like does one style of video for half of it, and then it flips to another style. I want to see if I can get that to work, because the first style is very heavily edited and I'm not on screen, and it's like a talking thing, and then it sort of flips into like the type of speculation I did with it might be a bit too far, you know, with the Friday Facts, where I wasn't, you know, where I was just literally talking, and then it was an editing problem of putting the videos together. I sort of want to try and mix the styles up, just partly just to keep it sort of interesting for me, but also see if it kind of works. It's a bit like having, it's a bit like you know, watching a document. Oh, it's too far. And now you're in the way, are you? Mm. Watching documentary, and then afterwards there's another show, you know, with like a panel, and they talk about it, as it were. It's almost sort of, why does that not want to go down? What's the problem? So yeah, I've done the edited bit. I now need to do the talkie to the camera bit, and then that first one will be done. Intention is for it. I'm probably going to work on put together like maybe 3 of them, maybe 4. And oh, too far. And then I don't know about release them all at the same time, but certainly make them all available as like my first thing I do for members. It's one of the things I found, I'll be honest, without the Friday Facts, I'm too lazy to do videos consistently. I just don't. I just sort of end up. Why is that not even vaguely looking like it's connecting? What's going on there? I just think, you know, it's like, oh, I'll just do it later. Because the thing with the Friday Facts, there was always that, you know, impetus to get it done. I always used to criticise, so on my former bosses, they were like, I need a deadline. Even if it's sort of a bit of an artificial deadline. I need a deadline to get it done. And I was always like, we'll just get it done, but, you know. But as I've got older, I've found the same thing. It's like so many other things I need to do. Unless there's a deadline, I end up putting the other stuff off. Right, so I'm nearly there. That's nearly enough filling with gibberish. Am I going to put the concrete one in as well? Yeah, there's a question. Because that would be even more the same. It'd be easier if I had put it on concrete things, because then distances would be easier to do. I just assumed that the one belt would be enough. Actually, let's just take this one. That one. Maybe if we just put a belt in there. Very close now. And then I'm going to put this on this side of the rock. I seem to recall losing a belt in a rock once. But basically I couldn't access it. I had to do some shenanigans with, because there's whatever it's called, Factorio maps or whatever it's called. Was it a belt? There was certainly something that I had to change the Z height on it, and I have a feeling it was actually a bug, like, you know, a known bug, where it might have been a truck. That rings more of a bell. I think there was like a truck I put on, built, you know, like I sort of loaded in one day and I was like, didn't I have a truck? And it had put it, you know, put the height of it like to -500 or something, so it was sort of sat underneath the map, something like that. There was something weird like that. Anyway, we're nearly there. Can nearly stop filling. That's too far. Of course it is. Hello, Santa, how are you doing? Nice clip in there. Looks like a walk actually. Wow. Look, if they let you do it, then I'm fine with it. We just need to go straight up. Yeah, I'm trying to build the things on, you know, when it's an actual factory, as it were. Because this will get ripped up and I'll put trains in, basically. So I'm not really all that fussed about this. And a lot of, you know, from last time when I played this before, I kind of, you know, I just sort of know that I'll have to rip up entire bases, basically. So I'd rather just crack on to the point where we can build something that's maybe going to be a bit more permanent. But yeah, never averse to a quick walk, right? But I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day. Go on you go. And yes, I just need to sort of hook up on this. Let's have a see. Is that close enough? Probably not. No, of course not. That would be far too fortunate. In fact, I don't really even need to bother with that one, do I? If I could just go pop that there, go around there, like, I don't know, like so. Are you going to connect? You're not going to connect. Of course you're not going to connect. That would be far too useful. Let's just put it in. There we go. So hopefully that at least leaves enough coal going into these. I mean, it's still stuttering. So hopefully that's okay. But that could that stuttering could be because this is stuttering. Now, was this ended up being level 3 belt, I hope? Yes, so that's level 3 belt. Did I make it all level 3 belt? Because that would be a genius thing to do. Yeah, cool. So, that's the goal. Yeah, I'm doing surprisingly good for wasting 80 hours learning and setting up NeoVim before realising it cannot compete with JetBrains IDEs together with their Vim plugin. Crikey. You've gone all programmer on me. Crikey. Right, so, I mean, that's going to take ages to come, isn't it, that coal? But when it eventually arrives, I think that means we've got enough iron and enough coal to do the steel. What we don't have is enough concrete. Now, we're going to run a similar sort of... Oh, look at that jank on that. That's a beauty. Look at that. I wonder if they fixed the thing with the rails where I was having this enormous amount of trouble. I'm not sure if you were watching Zena right then, but I was having all sorts of problem with rail where I was like trying to do perfectly straight rail, and it would introduce this you know, whatever the spline, you know, algorithm they had going on. There'd be a tiny little perturbation, and you know, somewhere along the line, and as it went along. It was particularly along this coastal line where I was trying to do this gigantically straight rail. It would slowly start to, you know, do this S-bend, and by the end of it, it was like the train was doing this, you know. Felt a lot like a, you know, like a double precision, you know, type rounding error thing going on somewhere. Cool. So, in theory, that's enough coal. Let's see how many... We're going for, I guess it's been connected up for about 20 minutes or so. So we should hopefully have a couple of hundred of these. Yeah, so 136 of that. Obviously they're an offshoot. 84, okay. It's not spectacular, is it? What have we got here? Oh, you're not even running. Why are you not even running? You're waiting on the steel beams. I did wonder about maybe doing it as like a three-way split, but I don't think the maths works out with that either. What I might do is, because the priority, I'm going to already making... Oh, I didn't want to delete the whole thing. Oh, well. I'm already making steel beams over at the other site, so let's let it focus on making the encased steel beams. Okay. Why are you not running? You're not getting the steel beams you need. Is that because of a lack of coal? Or have I just done maths wrong? Because this doesn't really appear to be running very well. What's going on here? That's full. 45 a minute, 3 times, is more than level 1. What belt have I got here? I've got level 3 belt there. Ah! That'll be part of the problem. Would that need to be 3? No, I think I could get away with 2. That's That's more like it. That's more like it. Yeah, so it's all backed up. Here's the belt, excellent. Hello, beggar, please. Welcome, welcome. Have you done some exploring and MAM researching so far? Yes, so, well, I guess just to explain, tell me about it. I did play the game when it was in early access. I did not finish. I kind of got very frustrated. It was basically pre-Blueprints, so I'm hoping Blueprints is going to solve a lot of my frustration. So I have explored. It does this spotty thing, I'm sure you know, because you sound like you've probably experienced with the game, but it only like fills in the map if you're out of a vehicle. And so I've done several explores round, but I have seen big chunks of the map as it was of old. So it looked like the desert hadn't really changed. So I did build a big factory there before. This whole grassland area looked the same, and this where we are now doesn't look like it's changed too much. But the whole new bits they've done, which are like there's the whole coast up here, isn't there, with the oil? I've not even really looked at that. And the big giant forest here, I did a bit of exploring in. It was really impressive. I was really, blown away by it, to be honest with you, how good it looks. And then I got attacked by a lot of spiders, so I've not gone back there particularly. Unless they've changed it, there were a bunch of islands here that had oil on them, so this is what I'm hoping to exploit. I do know that, as I say, this shallow sea area, they put loads of oil in, but I'm also fairly sure it's like fairly high level, like with creatures and stuff. So it's probably easy just to go and grab the oil over there. But at the moment, we are just finishing off the finishing touches. So that, oops, that coal has certainly not come in yet, has it? It'll be ages, that, I think. So what I need to do, really, if I can be bothered, is head off that way and find that limestone. So hopefully that answers your question. I managed to get distracted myself. So one over there. Okay. It's not that far away, is it? But yes, I've done a few MAM researches. Not all of them, not a lot. There's quite a few I could do. We have like a Caterium patch that I've kind of set up when it running. I'm doing, I think I'm making a whole, like a tiny little crafter for gunpowder, which I think is one of the next big things. Yeah, so I've got bits and pieces, but we're not anywhere near it. I think I've now got a couple of hard drives that saved up. I've not really been looking for hard drives particularly. Am I going to do this concrete? Oh, go on, let's just do it. Where is the line on that? It's sort of on the edge, isn't it? Yeah. So if we go on the corner. Right, so I think we're heading this way. Let's have a see. Oops, wrong button. Did you ever finish this, Senna? I can't remember whether you said... Yeah, I know you... Well, I say I know that. I think you were playing it when it, came out into 1.0. I seem to remember chatting about it. I was looking at the Steam achievements on it. It's like Space Age. I mean, Space Age is weird because obviously it's a DLC. So how do you judge that, as it were? It's all dependent on how many people actually bought it. But like the number of people who, or the proportion of people without the Prometheum Science achievement, let's put it that way, is huge. There's only like 1.3% or something. Where is... Oh, it's over there. Okay. I've actually done the Prometheum Science. I was kind of amazed by. Maybe I was part of the reason I was looking at it was maybe doing a video about how to get it, because it seems to be only a small proportion have got it. But then you never know with Factory. It's so people just always play with mods, you know, no clipping and all that sort of stuff. But it's probably a lot higher than that. I've actually got it. The RAM upgrade run's so nice in 1.0. Okay. I might put a bit more effort into them then. I did, but I did not build 100% of the buildings. I think there were like one I never used. Okay. So, what am I looking for? I didn't bring a thingy with me, did I? So let's just... I should have done. Because I do have a bench. Oh, let's just make a new one. So we want an equipment bench. And we want them. Cool. Get rid of it. Production. Come on now. Doot. What is this? This is normal. Okay, so if we just whack in distance one. I've got 204. Should have grabbed some more. What are you complaining about? Too far. Okay. Just pop in the top there. And no. I got what I consider the kind of most important man ones, which is like the legs and yeah, the I've got the zip line as well. I've not built one, but also the, what do you call them? The bombs, basically. What are they called? Nobelisks, I think, something like that. Yeah, nobelisks. Oh, and yeah, I say I will be clipping the heck out of the game, particularly in these areas where I'm just getting resources in. No, that's not a connection, is it? So, where do we need to put this then? We need to put it here. So we need a merger. There. I think it's lined up. And what are you? You're Mark 1 as well. Wait, is that not? Wait. Why are you not going in there? Oh, for Pete's sake. So, oh, that's because it's the output. I guess if... Where was that even... That was coming from there, was it? Maybe we could put it a bit further back then, so... That direction. Is that too far? I bet that's too far, isn't it? Not too far? No, that's fine. And then we want you... Should have been level 2. Now... And we can just use the edge here. Oh. Oh, I'm not going to find plant. But then this needs to be level 2. Do that. And that. Boom. I better just check. I didn't check it was actually flowing along the belt. Oh, yeah, here it comes. Excellent. So that should sort out all of the resource shortfalls because I didn't maths properly. Which is to say, when that arrives anyway. What are you lot saying on there? They really are nice indeed. Some equipment and power related stuff that are game changers for me. Okay. Might put a bit more effort into that then. So I don't think I've unlocked anything I hadn't sort of seen before. Oh yeah, definitely. The void storage thing was really fun and useful too. I never explored before 1.0, but 1.0 I spent probably 30% of my time exploring. Too bad the hard drive scanner was bugged at release though. Oh really, was it? For many hours I didn't really make progress at all. But because I was unlocked to do unlocking all of those. No, cool. Let's get rid of that stone. We don't need that. So, 2 options. We could head back, do these researches. I wonder how many of these we've got, because this is a couple of hundred now. Nice. I can't remember. We didn't make any motors, did we? We're not sort of making motors anyway. I don't think. Not properly. I think I set something up, you know, janky jewelry rigged together. Let's go back. Because we need these, the encased beams, to do some of the researches for the oily type stuff. But we can do, I think, unless I've misremembered, we can actually set up oil processing and etc. I think. Whoops. That will be a tree. Really is pretty, this game, isn't it? The contrast to Factorio is like really quite stark, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, going for different aesthetics deliberately, you know. But Factorio's all dingy, diesel punk, smoke, and pollution, and this is some tropical holiday where you're building a factory. Chirping birds, there you go, cracking. I mean, some stuff still wants to kill you. Not sure what I'll do about the whole hard drives and slugs and all that sort of stuff. I still don't. It's just fundamentally I'm not that sort of got a collectible type gamer, you know. It's just I run out of patience basically. So I don't know how important they're going to be. I seem to recall seeing something, and spoil it if you want, but about making artificial, slugs or something. Or I guess I could tame a doggo or something. I've never done that before, and there is an achievement for it. So because they bring you them, I think, don't they? They bring you slugs. I can't remember which way I'm going. This way, I think. Let's go this way. Could maybe grab some of this material actually, since we're here. I think this was material. What was this? Quartz. It was Caterium, so we take some more of that back in case it's worth processing some of that. Do I want to restart it? What are we doing on power? I don't know what that dip's still about. I mean, we're a way off, aren't we? We might as well get it rerunning again. Fill up the chesticle. Oh no. No, that didn't go very well. Okay. No, I've done it again. We're just getting lower and lower. I think I'm gonna have to build up to it. I don't. Why have I not put in the gap? Why have I not filled it in? Oh, why are we not on Zoop? Why have I left a gap there? Like an idiot. Oops. Oh, so we can get back again. Why have I left a gap there? No. Yeah, so oops, what we could do, because we're making both stators and rotors here, so we could maybe wire them, you know, plug them round to just have a little production of motors. I think it's kind of the only thing we're making, because I think this is, yeah, these are the spare plates going off. And I've got rotors going around there and going into this box. Are they rotors? Yeah, they're rotors. So we could easily have something, you know, could do a little spur and send it up. Or just have it on that level. And then where are the potatoes? They've got to be here somewhere, haven't they? Whoops! No, they're the cubey things. I think these are the steel. Yeah, got loads of steel. Well, still pipes anyway. Okay. Other stators up here then? No, those are the wires. I have no clue whether, you know, they're actually any use for anything later on. But we're going to end up with a massive chest full of them. They're there. Okay. So how about we just put a little extra bit here. Well, firstly, we don't have any iron plate. Hello! Evening. Okay. No, that was meant to be the inventory. So, a couple hundred iron plate. Okay. So, which one was it? It was this one, wasn't it? If we were to go to there, and maybe put a, where would it be? I guess close to that end. So if we put a hole in there, see? And then we lift it other way around, please. That way. And then belt on there. Cool. Then I guess it must be an assembler. All the way around. So just chuck it in there, I guess. Is that right? No, wrong one. Okay. So it's this hole here, okay. So if we go. Oops, a couple out of this. Oops. This way. And then, nope, not a foundry. Assembler. An arse assembler. Put you there. Then we want a head lift thing. And one of them. And then this. Up there. With everybody's favourite atrocious clipping. Okay. And then I might need a bit in here, might need, just so that I don't go falling off. Oh, I've done that. I don't even know if that's what it is. So, there we go, motors. And then, storage container. That there. Oh, where's that? There's up to there saying. Do it there. And then give it an output. Cool, so we have a bit of production of motors. Cool. I'm sure nothing like what we'll actually need, but at least means, oops, wrong button. Something, no. Cool. Let's park up here. I did want to check whether the whole power wobble. Oh, of course that was where I had the extra power plant. Is it anything to do with these? No, these are all like full, aren't they? Okay. What about these? That's full. So it's got 100 coal in it. 100 coal in it. Ah, there's very little coal there though. No fuel. Wonder if that's where the spiking is coming from that then. So why is that then? What belt is that? So that's level 2 belt. What are you? Maybe that should be level 2 belt. Because these are all backed up because there's so much coal in them. So I'm guessing it's just not distributing it. Okay, because that's 120, isn't it, in theory, going in there. So to go down to 1 would limit the throughput. So hopefully that's what's causing the whole bouncing up and down power thing. I'm also going to disconnect you. No point you being able to do anything. Okay. Now, I think these, I've got the, yeah, so that's a bit Caterium wire. It is making, no, that's making industrial beams, is it? Okay. I don't think it does wire then, does it? No. So that was obviously what I was using just to get some made. Was this the gunpowder one? If it was, we got nothing in it. No, this was motors. Okay. These were just making enough so that I could do the, the various researches, get things unlocked. And it should all be in here, you see. Right. Let's make another quick and dirty horrible chest. What have we got? We've not got enough of either of those, have we? Okay, let's put these away. what do I need then? I need the 50. I think I've grabbed what I needed basically. I'll put it in here for this. Okay, and then that in there. And then iron plate. There we go. What is that? What have I just done? What have I researched?
Milestone reached.
Jetpack,
Fixit
okay.
has granted you the power of flight, provided you have a jetpack and the appropriate fuels. The jetpack refuels automatically while you are standing on a surface, and different fuel types will affect the jetpack's functionality. With this increased versatility, you will no doubt achieve efficiency levels previously unheard of.
Okay. Different fuel types do different things, eh? So, we would have logistics 4, and that would require the things we've been making over there. I'm hoping those have been stacking up, but it also requires rubber, you see. So, this is why we need the oil. And then that one requires plastic. And then what we actually want, that one requires both, but it's only 100 and 100. So we're now making some of those at a snail's pace, but we're making them. The other thing I want, I mean that's great, the industrial manufacturing, super duper, but the other thing I want is this one, and it's very expensive. But we're now making a few of those, some of those, probably not enough of them, and we've already got those. And then we would want that one as well, but that requires the computers. And then we're into the super heavy ones. And the Blueprint Mark II. Lovely. I'm really glad they added the bigger ones. Still think the 4x4 is far too small. Okay, so what do we want to select as our next? Because we can't really do either of those anyway. We could do... Which one was it? We can't do that. I don't even do any. Oh yes, so this one would be, and it's what I want. That's where I want to go. So you know, as it makes motors and that sort of thing, and the steel beams and all that sort of stuff, that should be something we can unlock. But also, doesn't it have these things in it? So whatever those, are they turbo motors? I can't remember. Aren't they one of the things that get unlocked somewhere? There you go. So we've got... Oh, both of them are on that one. Okay. But it requires 400 plastic, so we should focus on plastic. Plastic. Okay. I mean, we'll make both, obviously, but maybe I try and weight it towards plastic. I mean, it's only 400 then. Okay. So we've got the train one selected. Right, let us see what we need to make... Why have I got a bit of coal? Messing about, isn't it? Messing about. Let us see what we need to make. Oil extractors. They are motors. Okay. It'll have made 15, won't it? I can't remember how many there are over there. Let's see if we can get it to ping. Are we too far away? We're probably too far away. I think we're too far away. I could be completely wrong, and they've removed the oil from there, and it doesn't exist anymore. So I need to confirm that. Oh no, there we go. There we go. There we go. We've got normal purity over there. Oh, pure one. Okay. So we need a whole bunch of motors. What else do we need? So at least 2 of them over there. I remember there being like 4 or something. So if we say we were to do 6, I have got a load of stators and rotators like in that chest, so I could just sort of hand make 15, you know. But we also need the encased beams, which we've now got plenty of, and cables. We would then need pipe. Do we have... We don't have oil power, do we? No. Did I hook up? I did, didn't I? So that coal power is linked to that main base. Would it be worth looking at the... What does it need? Because we could just do 111 basically of all the things we need as a minimum power demand. Where's petroleum power? Because this is really good from memory. But it needs both rubber and plastic, you see, and 100 motors. Okay. So, we therefore need some white motors. We would go back as we go, pick up whatever we've done as we're doing, as we return. But we can do a bit of a stock up while we are here. What did we use up? So, things like cables and stuff. I could also hook my two bases together, because we can do the big power poles, but they're pretty expensive on the steel beam, whatever it's called, steel beam, steel plate. Cool. Not using screws yet. Let's get some rods. Always need your rods. Oh, I didn't look at the MAM stuff, did I? Is there anything we can do there? And cables, we need cables. Cool. Let's make sure that's a full stack. I've taken a load of detail. I could dump off the Caterium ones as well. The level 2, it's a great, but at this stage I'm not too fussed. So yeah, we can pick up some more motors. There is slots in the actual truck itself. We've got room. I think we've got room in there. Yeah. Cool. So let's have a look at MAM. Was there anything else we could do? Because I wasn't making the gunpowder. Oh, and we need, plastic. Yeah, gunpowder. Compacted coal. Don't think I've got them. What even is that? Oh, that's a hard drive. Okay. Huh, that's interesting. And another hard drive. So there's actual hard drives in MAM recipes. I didn't realise that. Turbo fuel. We got a load of quartz, didn't we? Am I fussed about them? I don't think I care. Power slugs, yeah, we need to do some things. Nutrients is done. Mycelia, great, wonderful. We need plastics and stuff anyway. Could in theory do those. I'm not really fussed about the health things. Caterium, again, I think we're into territory of needing plastics basically. And rubber and things like that. Alien technology is miles off. I've not even seen a SAML. And then that requires some of those. Cool. So, I think I've done as much MAM as I can. Thank you, MAM. Bam, bam. Let's top that up. And find our truck. And this way, isn't it? So with any luck, excuse me, we'll be in the territory of having done the frame things within a couple of streams. Get that a sort. Yeah, so let's see what it's done in terms of motors, because I think that was the shortfall, but say I have taken a load of rotors and stators over there. Wasn't there something else useful here? Oh yeah, okay. Have a few more of them. Atomfall comes out this week. I'm hoping that's going to be good. Never really got started on Stalker because of the amount of patching they were doing. Let's just take some more of them because I seem to remember they used in one of the recipes. How many? Maybe one more of steel pipe as well. Oops. I'll come back to Stalker. I'm saying, I just felt like when they're patching it that much, and every patch is like 120 gigabytes and 60 gigabytes and 50 gigabytes, and why am I on the machine? It feels like a come back to it type of situation. So we got 75, so that would let us build loads of the pumps. Was there something else up here? Because we got that. What are you? Oh no, you're just... Yeah. One of them things. We're one of them things. Well, that's the wrong way. That's the wrong way. Oh, spiders. Dead spiders. Yeah, because there's like fart gas things over there, which is one of the reasons I wanted to unlock the knowledge. I don't think they're actually in the way, but they're just annoying rather than, you know, it's impossible to build. It's only one thing to blow each one up. So hopefully we'll be okay. Okay. Let's go make sure everything's running. I see green lights, so I think we're okay. So we won't have any more of them because it's not doing the X. Ah! 350. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I wonder if it's all like backed up and stuff. Not really. Are you running at rate yet? You must be, yeah, because you've got 5 of 3. Cool. Cool. Nice. How much headroom do I have with power? Oops. I have not a lot. Bio burners set aside. There is quite a lot of biomass, I think, stocked up. Because this is like our headroom, basically. So 200 seems to be a max consumption. I could underclock some of the machines. That would certainly work. For example, this one is clearly not running at full speed. In fact, that's a point. I'm combined. What belt level is that? That is Mark 2. Okay. Yeah, because I don't think, and I think I could underclock some of these. I could squeeze a little bit extra juice out. But if our kind of actual practical consumption, I mean the max is obviously 214, but so that would give us 11, sorry. But if in practice we're only really getting 200, then that gives us 25. So should be okay. I'll get up. Let's do a little shoot off here. Didn't make another zip line thing, did I? And I am going to do pretty much what I did last time, except I can't even remember where the heck we're going. Let's go and explore it first. So oil, which way? Got to be this sort of direction, isn't it? Yeah. So I want to be off this headline here, which has got a beastie I noticed wandering around. There we go. There you are. Whoa. So if we start building here, foundations, and then it's control, isn't it? Snap to the world grid. I didn't pay any attention to the direction of it. Yeah, so it is basically in that direction. Okay. But we will nip up. Just grab this while we're here.
This is a shrine to windows and weaving. We hum a simple melody into the effigy, yet we hear no harmony. It covers the temple in bones and organs and limbs, yet ignores our bleeding wounds. Scripture is needed. Consume.
A familiar pattern is emerging in your brain. Please assess yourself for signs of concussion. If necessary, a replacement pioneer will be dispatched. Work must continue. Replacement delivery schedule estimate. Error, years.
The work must continue. Whoops. Okay, that didn't help. Can I jump up there? I can. There we go. Oh, I need to get that one. Yeah, one or more of these islands contains oil. Let's do a little ping to see which one. There's also beasties and stuff, obviously. But nothing, I think, too high level. There you go, see them running around. So, oil. There. And there. So there are multiple ones over here. Okay, we've got 3. Cool. Let's see about... Because we could just hook this one up. Yeah, that drops short, doesn't it? Interesting. Yeah. And then, can I get you with these things? The fleshy... Oh, it's a different one. Okay. I think that fleshy bit has to be open. So let's see, if we put down a... If we can... So it kills us. One of them. And that should hopefully stop anything else spawning. Am I going to go and poke whatever this is? What's this all about? Oh, it fired out loads of little bleeders. Oh, and it isn't killed. I thought I killed it. Oh, yeah. Killed it now. Is that all of them? Then that's all. We have some of them. Not many though. Could do that. Top up. I mean, we don't need them, and I can't really power them until we get kind of oil power going. So if we leave that there, but we'll take the power line back, I think. So if we go put one on, do, and then we'll just sort of clip this to the edge if we can. Like so. No, that's horrible. Even I hate that. There. So, what's our... Oh, I put it on a day. Oh. So, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12. So about 12 seems to be the limit. So we do 6 bits, as it were. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 3. I assume they haven't added any aquatic threats or anything like that. 6. It'd be too difficult to manage them, I think. 1, 2, 6. 2, 6. 1, 2, 3, Check. 6. Yeah, perfect. Cool. So there. We need to ensure that we've got a single load-bearing power plant. Otherwise, we're not factory gaming. Are you going to reach? Not quite. Wire is too long. Can I bring you closer? Invalidating location, maybe to there. Sweet. So, in theory, our oil should be pumping. Yeah, maximum consumption is bumped way above our line, and we've just also bumped it. I assume that's because it's filled its buffer. So yeah, we need oil power basically. So we might have to do that in preference to the monorail. But we do have the extra from... Oops. From the... I'm getting better at that. From the biomass burners. And all we really need to do is set up a little bit of production to get whatever it is we need. We have the refinery, 30 megawatts of power. Crikey. Chance will be a fine thing. I'm assuming I'm going to be running pipes down there, so let's stick that there. See what recipes we've got. So we've got plastic, for which we need heavy oil residue. How do we make that then? Where does that come from? Or was that a byproduct? Oh, it's a byproduct, okay. So we get 20 plastic, and we only need like 400 or something, was it? So we'd need to run it for like 5 minutes. Okay. What is the rubber one? Carbon rich, distilled from heavy oil residue, less efficient coal replacement. So we could chuck in tempo rare, so we could make some of that, because that's the heavy oil residue. I seem to remember, isn't that used in aluminium or something? Vague memories. So we could, so long as we can keep this going enough, you know, long enough to make some of that. As it says, it's rubbish as a fuel, but we don't need it to be great, just to stop us from burning through all of our biomass. How much does it use? So it's 40 per minute that it would consume. And one of these would produce 10. Is that right? Yeah, heavy oil residue. That's residual plastic, not plastic. Heavy oil residue. 10 a minute. And then what about the other one? 20 a minute. So we wouldn't even be able to produce it at rate. We're just sticking one each of these in. But that's fine, as I say. I just want to burn some. Burn what we're producing, get rid of it in a sense. And hopefully that'll sort of keep, you know, mean I don't run out of biomass and the whole factory falls over basically if we do that. And then we'll switch to actually doing actual things with power plants. Cool. Sounds like something vaguely resembling a plan. I selected the wrong recipe. We would need 30 crude oils for one of them. And then... how much for you doing rubber? That's the wrong rubber. 30 there, so we would need 60. Okay. Pipe. Where's me support? Okay. Cool. So what distance has that done? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So 6 looks to be the limit for that as well. Okay. It's going to be here, isn't it? Okay. So now we go clipping. Just put you there for the time being. Too far. Brilliant. Okay. You would produce 240 a minute. Wowzer. So we could seriously underclock you. Because we only need 60. So that'll... in fact, I might just put it a bit higher because fluids. Let's maybe put it on, if I can, 80 or something, or somewhere around 80. Cool. So that reduces the power. Woo! Literally just underneath our max. Cool. Obviously it'll go over once we plug these in, but then we don't need to run them for that long. So, pipe junction. But let's put it there, maybe. Okay. Crude as you like. Where's the other? It's not showing me. Okay. There. Oh, I don't really need to do that, do I, for this temporary thing? That's going to be horrible at that point. Let's do it something a bit... Oh, introspective infinitesimal immensity? Quite his name. Just got here, never played. Is there something similar to a blueprint system like Factorio? How would you compare them? Worth playing. Oh, and also I value and Pino. Thank you very much. There is a blueprint system. I've not done a lot of messing about with it. They introduced it. So I played this game before. And got quite frustrated at the lack of any sort of blueprint system. I was trying to build a really big like base basically, and produce loads and loads of iron and, you know, copper and all these sorts of things, and it was just a horrible grind of building exactly the same machines over and over and over, and in particular belts. Belts became the bane of my life, and so I was really pleased when they introduced the blueprint system. However, it's quite limited. So, and it was kind of one of the reasons I stopped playing. So I can't build it because it's super big. But the level 1 version of it is only like 4x4 tiles. So these things here, if you think of those as tiles, like in Factorio, then it's 4x4. So it's, you know, I think that's right. So that's why it doesn't fit, because there's not quite enough space. There you go. And you do have blueprints you can create. You can also, so here's a blueprint I've made for foundries, and you can share them about in the same way with Factorio. So it doesn't do the string thing, but you can save those files and people can, you know, download blueprints and all sorts of stuff. But it's 4x4x4. You do get if I take that out, does that... Yeah, it won't let me because those are there. But you do get upgrades to it. So now they introduced a 5x5 and a 6x6, I'm going to say. I've not got there. So yes, it does have a blueprint system. As you can see, it's still very limited by the... in fact, I can clear it with this, can't I? I don't want messing about manually doing it. Clear the designer, there we go. It didn't when I was doing it initially as well. It didn't. There were certain things you couldn't put in the blueprint. So, like power, these guys, coal power generators, you couldn't actually put in the blueprint. So what we then need, I just need to finish this off, or I'll completely forget. How do I want to do it? If I just put one sideways, maybe. Does that work? I'll put one there. In terms of whether you should play it, what you think of it, what I think of it, I do go. There's an aspect to this that is very much about like what I would call beauty building. I think I've killed off an accidental. Accidentally deleted that one. Where people build the most amazing looking factories. So if that's anything that, and you can look them up on YouTube, I recommend doing that. You know, they do make the most amazing stuff, and I bet that's a lot easier now that. In fact, I don't want it to go in there, do I? I want it to go into a coal generator. We need to hook that up to... It's a solid come out of there, isn't it? I'm going to need some more of these, I think. No, I could put it... If we change that. But yeah, so... If that even sounds like it might be vaguely appealing, then it's certainly worth checking out some videos on YouTube of people showing their beauty builds, you know, what they built. They do make the most amazing stuff. I don't have the skill set, I don't think, to do something to that degree. You know, I did a series of streams called Satisfactory, where I was trying to do some sort of equivalent of beauty building in that, but that's obviously a 2D game, you know, and you know, there's no vertical element to it. So to me, it's a lot easier. It's like the equivalent of, I guess, of drawing a picture versus, I don't know, making a painting or something. You know, it's like a skill set up sort of thing. So if that appeals, then that's one reason to consider it. This one as well, the thing I would say that's difficult, if you're a super duper, you know, really into Factorio player, is the first person perspective, which is its unique selling point. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for another refinery, which is where production refinery. Okay. I say that is kind of its unique selling point. That's the thing it's, you know, about, as it were. And if you're like in any way, shape or form kind of worried about that. I don't know if this has a demo. If it has a demo, I really recommend giving it a go. Let's just put that in there. What's coming out of here? So if we're doing the... Oh, it is a solid. So I've crossed my streams there, but that's fine. In fact, why don't I just put it in here? If it'll go. Are you going to go? Not quite. It's bigger. That's why. Yeah, if we do that, then I can go like that. Put that right there. And then we need a water jobby. So I just need to do this. I wouldn't say it's a difficult question to answer because, you know, this started as basically, well, what if we did Factorio in 3D? And the devs, you know, they've completely admitted that, you know, as in, you know, it's not something they're ashamed of or anything. They're not pretending they've invented this whole type of thing, and it is very, very similar. There's a lot of stuff that's basically the same. You know, you're making iron plates, you're making steel, you're making copper plates, you're turning those into things. Building wise, it's different in the sense that in Factorio you build the buildings. You know, you actually build a foundry, you build a assembly machine, and then place those in the world. Whereas in this, you build the ingredients and then use those every time you want to. So in other words, in order to build a what's a good example? A pipe here. Yeah, I need the copper plate stuff. I don't put pipe in my inventory like you do in Factorio. So it's a different style of building, but it doesn't really make it. It's not, you know, it's not that different really. In this, you have a fixed map. There is no, you know, procedural element to this. It's exactly the same map every time, which is one of the reasons people can do these beauty builds, because it is... Do I want to hook that up yet? That's probably a bit risky just to hook it up straight away without it all plumbed in. So yeah, so it's sort of a... it's different, basically. It sort of does give the impression, and you can see it as just being Factorio in 3D, and there is a strong element to that. But also, you know, it is a different game. There are different challenges to it. I would say one of the things that, and I don't think you can really work this out until you play it, is the first person building. Because particularly with these really, really big buildings, for me, it's very difficult to see we're doing it. And there are things you can do where, so if you hold down like the control key, it will snap, you know. So it can do things like that to help you out. But having this in your head is difficult in a way that it isn't in Factorio. But you do get tools later on, and there is like a tower to help you build. But I don't find it very helpful usually. So where is it? I can't remember where it even is. Is that an organisation? There you go. So this is Lookout Tower. And you can kind of go to the top of this, and then you get a top-down view. You know? I don't actually find it all that useful. And you get like those arrows. They're like guide arrows, you can see. So it does have lots of tools to help you. It's a lot more demanding graphically than Factorio. So if you've not got a decent graphic card, you don't. I mean, because I've got 4080, so it does. I've got all the settings, you know, ramped quite high. But it is pretty. That's like one of its big appeals. So yeah, in terms of whether kind of what I think of it, it sort of depends really. I don't know is the kind of answer, because I think I need to finish it before I really give any kind of like verdict on whether I really like it or not. But certainly up to a point of like later on in the game, I did really enjoy it the first time I played it. But it got really horrendously grindy. It was like an enormous amount of building to finish the thing. Because what you're trying to do in this is you build... What I would say as well is it has a proper goal. You can just play infinitely, you know, so you can just keep going. But this space elevator thing is a thing, and it does have a little bit of a story. They reined it all back in, apparently. It was way, way, way more spectacular than it currently is. But this space elevator, and in fact you can probably see it. There you go. You see that there? Up there? That's what we're trying to do. So when we do goals in this space elevator, it builds more stuff up there. And there are only 9 levels. Well, they're like 9 levels of research, and each one has things in it. So it's a way, way, way more reduced tech tree. But each goal for each tech is like way bigger. So it's like doing, instead of doing, I don't know how many technologies there are in Factorio. Is it 250 or something? So instead of doing that, it's more like you do, and each one unlocks, say, maybe 4 things, or just even one thing. Where with this, you've only got, say, whatever it is, I don't know how many milestones there are, but however many it is, and each one unlocks like loads of stuff effectively. And each one unlocks like 5 or 6 different things. It's not quite like that, but you know, so it's like but each one is like takes a lot more resources to do, and a lot more building, a lot more complexity, and a lot more time. But once you've done it, you've made a heck of a lot more progress. So it's a bit more crunchy like that. It's a lot less, I would say, open to finding your own way in a sense. So Factorio, like it ended up, they didn't really do a very good job of it, if I'm totally honest. But the thing in Factorio where you can go down purple or you can go down yellow. So eventually you end up having to do both. So it becomes redundant. But if you want to do purple first, you can do purple, and that it just it's okay, and you get those tags. If you want to do yellow first, or rather you can do those tags. Have we got oil in here? Yeah, we're okay. So there's a good chance if I hook this up, it'll blow the power. But we shall see. I just want to check. I've got a recipe set. Yeah, so no power. So that's doing the plastic. That's doing the rubber. You're not hooked up, are you? Well, you're not as vital, but yeah, you're a bit later down the chain. Let's get the water on the go. We could underclock that. It doesn't have like prod bonuses and stuff. That's one of the things it's missing. But it does have like a... is it 45 a minute out of one of them? Can't remember. Something like that. Do you need 45 a minute? You won't tell me, will you? Yes, 45 a minute. Okay. You're doing the residual. You are not powered. Why are you not powered? Because I didn't hook that up. Okay. So let's see about. We'll hook that one up later once we've got a bit of stuff in the things. So yeah, it's sort of a suck it and see element to it. I do like first person a lot. Does the third dimension make for some interesting and clever builds for solutions? Certainly, yeah. I mean, already, my other base, we'll go back there in a bit. But, my other base where I'm building some of the, simpler things, I've already got like a 4-tiered thing. It's not, you don't have to worry, it's not like Valheim or something where you have to worry about, weight loads and all that sort of stuff. You can just build, so I can just build a completely unsupported ramp. I'm saying it gives you loads of aesthetic things. There's like, so I can just build that ramp like that. It's completely unsupported. It's just fine with it. And then I could build, a flat bit on the top here. Take this out. And we've got magic floating towers. When people do the beauty builds, they generally make them look like they would work. But it's all fake. It doesn't matter. So we are getting... they don't stop working if there are some rules, and like this. So I've clipped this through here. It's fine. It doesn't care. There are some rules. It won't let you clip certain things through things, or it won't let me build things if they're not on foundation. But you can build them, and they then take the foundations out, and they don't stop working. So it's like, if you just want to throw together a spaghetti monster, it's fine. It's more tolerant than Factorio is, really. So we have some rubber coming out. Ooh, we've already got 28. And 30 there. Cool. Are you doing the thing? No power. Oh, I did not hook it up. Okay. So the problem we got here is we are like over our production, basically. So if you're using 40 minute, we can actually underclock this. They're producing 30, aren't they? Oh, I've got a horrible feeling that's something dying. No, so this is now bumped up, I think, because this is kicked in. Yeah, there we go. It's backing up, which is it backing up or is it just... I think it's backing up, so we could actually burn more of it. We're really only doing this so that we can get enough stuff, meaning plastic and rubber, in order to do the next tiers that I want. What's the end goal of the game? Rocket launch. Yeah, so it's the space elevator, which we'll go back and look at in a bit. It's a whacking great structure. It's really cool animation when it does it. The thing I would say about this, it's got a sort of a... I mean, it's not a AAA game, but it's, you know, in that territory of a real... It's really polished from a graphical point of view, and I don't think it's that buggy. I mean, I've not really encountered anything. But yeah, it looks great, and you know, it plays really well. Another component to it that's really like a key thing is that there's quite a lot of humour in the game. You know, it's sort of a funny game. Coffee Stain Studios is the one that did Goat Simulator. It's not the same. Well, there are sort of elements of it there, but it's not that same, you know, slapstick type humour. But it is. I find it quite funny. It's quite dry. It's not that far off, you know, a British type of sense of humour, really. But yeah, so if that's something that appeals, then there's that as well. But yeah, my goal on this really is to see the end. I want to see the end because I'm hoping that some of the changes they made, like the bigger blueprint thing, etc., etc. Because when I played it through first time, I didn't play it through. I stopped because I got really frustrated. And part of it was because the end goals were like gigantic numbers. You know, like, so for example, if you imagine you're trying to do the space age researches in Factorio, and, you know, they ramp up quite high, but it gives you, you know, the foundry with the 50% prod and the EM plant, and then, you know, the Prometheum science increases productivity of science by 10% each time, and the biolab increases or decreases the consumption rate. So it gives you all these tools that actually mean that number that's going up is actually, like, you know, it's fake, isn't it? You know, it's like just giving you more productivity. It doesn't have that in this, but what it does have is they're arguing with each other. It does have the big goals, and that was the problem I had during the first playthrough, was that it's saying, right, do this massive science, and that therefore means you're going to have to build a factory that has 500 foundries in it, and, you know, 300 assembly machines and all this sort of stuff. And that's fine, but it didn't give you the tools like the blueprints. You know, if you can just come along and slap down stacks and stacks of those, and people build them because it's vertical as well, and people build them so I could have double that just by stacking on top of each other. And people integrate the foundations, so it's just like a snap together factory approach. And if you don't have that, which I didn't, it just becomes a massive grind. But I say I'm hoping that by having that, and if I put some time into design blueprints, we can build bigger factories a lot quicker and a lot easier. So there's no power dying, which I'm happy with. I have a feeling... This is backing up, isn't it? So, do we stick another one in? Because we might as well burn it. We don't want to run out of power if we got it free. So we want that. That space elevator, that looks really cool. Yeah, it is. I mean, visually, it's a great game. I would say it's sort of, and I say, if you are interested in it, do look up, you know, some of the, you know, just a Google search, I guess, or searching YouTube will get you some people doing beauty builds. I mean, people make the most, oh crikey, most amazing stuff. So we need to double that up. Whoops. No, can't get up. No. Let's see if we can get on top of this. So we've put twice the water in. Hopefully it's coming out of both of them. It's properly splitting it, yeah. So we need, instead of this, we need splitter. So it has, I mean, so like mechanically, you know, it's got things like, you know, splitters in it. I say I don't really care about the clipping, particularly in a build like this. But you can if you want. If you want to make it so it doesn't ever clip at anything. Then it's not going to stop you. I think I can make this as well. So hopefully that'll burn more of the petroleum coke. 25 a minute. And well, in theory we're making 90. Okay. $90. Wow. 25. So we should probably stick the rest of it in a chest. I seem to remember it is you can like recycle it or something, or reuse it or something. Unless we make more power. Production. I think maybe actually put a third one in. What the heck? What the heck? Well, I'm kind of intending to eventually do like proper factories and stuff, but there's a bit of an element in this of, you know. So one of the things that's, how to phrase it, like tricky for me is being a Factorio player. I'm used to sticking things in chests, you know, make it and store it sort of thing, stockpile it. Oh, didn't align that properly. You really do not need to do that in this, because all of the ore patches are infinite. It's useful, I think, to keep things you've made, you know, so when you've turned it into something, they're useful to keep hanging around, because otherwise you just have to make them all again. But stuff like, you know, oil and iron ore and that sort of stuff, just get rid of it if you're not using it. Cool, okay, so, I mean, if there's 90 coming out, that should actually be a level 2 build, shouldn't it? How much have we got now? I seem to remember we need 400 of the plastics. It's 200 rubber and 200 of the plastics. Okay. Are you struggling at all? Is this we're not working because we're not going fast enough thing? No. Just chugging away and making the stumps. Okay, let's grab the rubber as well. Nice. Coffee or tea in the mug? Well, it must be coffee because it's the Coffee Stain Studios. It's also black. I would expect it to probably be black coffee. I mean, there's no way of making coffee in the game. I think there is actually a coffee maker. There's like a hub. I'll go and show it. We'll go back there now. Because we should hopefully have made that on the right hand side there. Is like other two. So the top one is the objective is for the space elevator, and as you can see, we've got the bar is like halfway up on one of them, where it's got the really big number, and the other two we can't even make yet. We need to work our way through the tech tree in order to unlock them, which is one of the reasons they're very low numbers, because you know you'd get them a lot later. The second set, the second milestone, is the specific technology I've set that I want to do. So we need 250 of motors, 500 of the encased beams, which is what we're going to pick up. Hopefully we've got 1,000 of the steel beam things, and we've definitely got 1,000 pipe. So hopefully we can do that one. Even if we can't, we will hopefully be able to unlock something with what we've done here. I suspect possibly not. I think I need 400 to do the tech I want. But by the time we've gone there and back, we should be okay. So we will go there. I'm moving quite quickly because one of the things you can unlock in the bottom, which should just be underneath me, you see there's like a parachute. So if I do this, we have a parachute, so that saves you if you fall. I can, I think, build a jetpack, but I think I need some of those thruster motory things that are in the middle there. But I also have the equivalent of the power armor legs on. So I do that. So these let me move quicker, and run faster, jump higher, those sorts of things. So yeah, so it has all sorts of things like that in. It's effectively got, one of the things it's done is it's turned, so the main ones, like the, you know, the elevator and the actual technologies, there's like 2 other tech trees in it, basically. Is that right? There's the MAM. Is there another one as well? Or am I going mad? No, there isn't. But certainly there's a whole separate tech tree called the MAM. I can't even remember what that stands for. But basically that's like a whole set of stuff that you can do that's like completely optional. It does give you early access to some stuff. So 500 of these is what we need, you see. So we've stacked all of them up. So we got what we got there? We've got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can now definitely do that research. We've got a vehicle over here. And that should have some space in it. So we should be able to put, say, that and that in. And we can probably grab some more so that we've at least got some... Oh, that's the wrong one. Like that. One of the things that's incredibly hard in this is balances. I mean, oh, hello. Yes, how are you doing? Balances, basically, you know, they just become spaghetti messes. Because you have to use these big splitters and all sorts of stuff. So that's not something I'm really a fan of. Yeah, all this factory, all these belts coming in, all of this, all it's making is 12 of those a minute. So I say things are not quick in this game in the way that they are in Factorio. Now, you can overclock a lot of stuff. That's a whole thing I've not really touched yet. But you don't get prod bonuses, so it all goes a lot slower. But as I say, you don't have to do as many, so sort of balances itself out. I did not put any fuel in this vehicle. No, I've done that the wrong way around. There we go. There. Circuit equivalent, no. That to me is the biggest thing that's missing from this. People got a bit excited. They showed because one of the things they really are good at is community management. Oh, that wasn't intended. So I can open that. Can reverse out. Cool. No, there is no equivalent at all of circuit networks. You cannot do anything clever like that. You do have like signs and things like that. There's all sorts of stuff. You know, loads and loads of things. Oh, there is another. Well, there's sort of. It's not really a tech tree. What there is like an unlock tree, which is the awesome shop, and basically you feed resources into something called an awesome sink, which is a great way of getting rid of excess stuff. But you feed resources in, and it gives you tokens. So it's part of the humour of the game as well. It's you know making a joke about microtransactions and all that sort of stuff basically. But you feed those tokens into a machine, and it lets you then unlock cosmetics in particular. There's a lot of other stuff in there, but you know if you want to build, well, like ladders. I mean, some are really useful, but still optional. And they have combat, you know, so you have beasties like that, but they don't expand. There's no pollution mechanic in it, you know, they don't get angry by pollution. They just literally get angry by your presence. As you can see, it's gorgeous, this game as well. Just you being there, they will attack you. If you're arachnophobic, there's like an arachnophobic mode, because some of the creatures are spider-like, although people tell me the arachnophobia mode is actually like worse in some ways, because it replaces the spiders with like cat JPEGs basically. But yeah, but it's like there's a massive exploit in this with the combat, because these things do not aggro when you're in a vehicle. And they actually added, they didn't used to get damaged by vehicles, but if I now hit this, that's its like drop, basically its loot drop for its, you know, killing it. They have to hit them at a certain speed. There you go. So I've just killed them. Well, one of them at least. With the vehicle. They don't aggro on it. You know, it's like a massive cheat, to be honest with you. Now, obviously, there's, you know, some things you can't run over. But yeah, so there is combat there. You can set them as passive, like you can in Factorio. I think you can turn them off as well, get rid of them if you don't enjoy that. But it's obviously then first-person shooting, you know, so it's a bit more kind of dynamic. You do get all sorts of weapons in the game. There's explosives blowing stuff up and getting rid of things. And there is loads to it. It is a massive game. Which kind of, I say, contrasts with the fact that it's a fixed map. You know, there is only one map, and it's always exactly the same. There's no randomisation at all. So that's the sort of flip side. So here you go. So you were saying about, you know, does it add options? Here we go. Here's a thrown together mess of a spaghetti base, and it's already on 3 levels. You know, so it is very easy to do that. So we've got no room in there whatsoever. Okay. Okay. Because I was going to collect the motors we need, but we can only take 100. Okay, let's go and drop stuff off. Forest look gorgeous. Yeah, it's and it has the graphs on it. They're not as good, I would say, as the Factorio ones, but I'm not actually that a bigger fan of the Factorio ones. They have some real problems. And look, you got things like that. Massive flying manta ray in the sky. It's production values on it are just off the charts, really. It's like, you know, amazing from that point of view. And here's the space elevator then. This is the lad. This land. Really impressive stuff, isn't it? And so this to me is what's missing from Factorio. I'm actually working on a video where will you lot get out my blooming blueprint? You know, to me this is what's missing from the Factorio, and what I was hoping the expansion was going to add, an actual proper end goal, where it's not just number goes up. But yeah, it's really impressive. So we're not going to fire it. You can probably go back and look at one of the old streams of when I was doing it, but you basically interact with this panel here, and you send off these things up to this, and it builds more of this out, so it slowly builds it up each level. This is the awesome shop. Oops. So see, as you see, you can buy with your tokens all sorts of bits and pieces that both make your life a bit easier, and you know, some lights to make everything look pretty, and you know, different foundations so you can build all these clever things people do. You can give different finishes to all of the concrete stuff. These are decals for the floor, and you know, you can all sorts of different walls, loads and loads of stuff to unlock. Those are the bombs, so that's the obelisk, it calls it. You can build on that, just, you know, lets you buy some parts basically. So yeah, so I say it is a proper game, as it were. It really is good from that point of view, I'd say. And it is well worth checking out, as they say. Those in, pipes in as well. Can we just dump some of this out? I was actually gonna... What was the one I wanted? Not that. So yeah, it goes all the way up the space. So what happens is, it's like there's a lot of gating basically. So you know, you can unlock like tiers. Oh, I think it's 1, 2, and 1 and 2. Tier 0 is like the tutorial, and then 3 and 4 is like the next level, and then 5 and 6. as you go up the space elevator. So you have to do the space elevator between being able to unlock them, and then space elevator, space elevator, space elevator. So basically it goes up. It was the petroleum. 200 and 200. Okay. In that case, we should do that one. Oh, does it not give me my stuff back? Huh. Is it permanently... I hope we've not lost that. No, it's in there. Okay. I assumed it would just dump the stuff back. Okay, but yeah, we want petroleum power because it's better by a long milestone. Long way, rather. And we've got the rubber and stuff. Unfortunately, So I'll have to see if we've got the motors. But yeah, we need to go and pick up the motors. We need them for the other one anyway. But yeah, if we dump out just whatever. Store all. In fact, I need to put those in fact, I'll keep them. Put them away. I don't think I need that much room, but get rid of that. Oh. But yeah, if I look, yeah, it is incredibly pretty game. Definitely feels like I need to get around to checking this out. Yeah, I say I would. And it's not like Factorio where it never goes on sale. You can pick it up with discounts and stuff. They're working on 1.1, which I suspect will launch sometime this summer, but might come out earlier. And that looks like it's mostly going to add cosmetic stuff, no extra progression. You know, no extra tier in the elevator or anything like that, but they're also working on or planning on doing a proper expansion like Factorio. That would almost certainly be paid, you know, a bought DLC as it were. But I suspect that wouldn't come out for quite a while. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Oh, we've got hundreds of motors, hundreds. So was it? I can't remember what I needed. Let's just take them all. Why not? Why not? Let's treat ourselves. So we've got motors for that. What was the other thing this next level now that we did? Didn't need them, but you know, might as well take them. And what was in here? That's your rotors. Didn't we have some frames somewhere? Is that the next level up? It even has, you know, the whole lumen ray tracing thing. Oh, it was these, wasn't it? We need a whole bunch of them, and I think some of these. Have we got enough? Those are the ones we want. So yeah, if you want to play with that, you know, if you've got RTX card, you can have that on. It runs like dog doo-doo. You have to turn on DLSS and all that sort of stuff to even approach playable. It's more for like if you want to do photo mode and stuff like that. I keep looking in that one and it's full, which is great, but for other things I don't need. Okay, let's head back then. We will get some oil power on the go. Where did I leave my... Do you have one big spanning electricity grid, or do you have multiple independent electric networks? So I've got two on at the moment. There's the one that is this base, because there are coal. One of the things you get is this scanner thing. So if we just ping for coal, I can show you. But I want to show you is this. This is actually a thing. So over here, those, when it goes black like that, that means you're using the resource. You've got something on it. And over here, there's a whole load of coal, and I've got like some power plants there, so coal power plants, and they're basically providing most of the power to this bit of the base, this base. And then over here, they're too far away for it to ping, but there's some more coal over there, so some coal power there, and I'm bringing the coal via belt all the way to here, and this is where I'm making those encased beams, and then the oil that we're doing is just being built here. So that network is completely separate to this network. You can hook them up. They introduce these like big towers, power towers. But as you can see, they cost 20 of the steel plate things that I'm making, and I can't really sort of spare that. So I could hook them up with a few of them, but they're like, you know, the big power poles in Factoria, basically. That's one thing I get kind of bummed about in Factoria. There's rarely a reason to have multiple electrical networks because big power poles are so cheap and easy to connect to our places. It does encourage you to just centralise your power in Factoria.
It is
Here
my
we go.
honor and privilege to inform you that the fuel-powered generator, as well as the industrial fluid buffer, are now available. Due to a lack of gold in your sector, Caterium will serve as a suitable replacement to construct the fuel-powered generator. Your research into this element was valuable. In fact, you in particular are my most valuable pioneer, but don't tell the others I said that. It would be bad for morale.
So that's I mean that's actually a fairly tame one to a degree, but you see what I mean? How it's, you know, there's a humour to it basically that's in this. And if we look in that, so this is so I didn't actually show it to you because I got distracted by that. But that thing on the back actually launches up. Whether it goes up to the space elevator or not, I don't know. But it launches off somewhere and takes those resources, and in a couple of minutes, it's 10 minutes. Wow. It'll come back and sit back on there, and then you can do another research. Why they did that, I don't know. It seems pointless. It's like gating it again for reasons I don't quite get. But we can basically select again this research we were doing, which was the monorail, and we can kind of fill this I can't put it in, can I? No. But I can leave the stuff in the chest here. So we've only got we've not got enough to do it anyway, because we would need... Oh no, we've got 31 in, so that would then 50... Oh yeah, so we are short on motors. We've already put them in. We've got 400 in and another... So 600, 800, 1,000. Yeah, so we've got enough of them. Pipes we would need 500. Yeah, so we've got enough apart from the motors, so we wouldn't actually be able to do that research anyway. But then it takes 10 minutes before we can do it. So if we leave those, in fact, we still need some. If we want to expand our thing, we need, say, 600 of those. We need like 500 of them. So that stuff will get us the train. Trains are what I want, basically. That's the next thing I want to be playing with. You don't really, you don't kind of need to do trains. I think you've got these all mixed up, really, haven't I? There's no, in a sense, benefit to keeping this stuff, except that I'm not scale producing like explosives and stuff like that, so I'm just making a few when I need it for the nobelisks, for them. Cool. I think if we probably head back, is there stuff in the truck I should get rid of? Jeez, lol, that's corporate robot voice. Yeah, I mean, it's meant to be an AI, and I think it is an AI voice basically. It's, as in that's how they've done it, but it's very tongue in cheek, very silly in a sense. Some of the lines are properly funny in my opinion. Actual good jokes, as it were. But obviously your mileage will vary on that. So Is there anything I kind of want to take with us? I guess I could put some of those in there and grab them. And then we could just have a quick check. Probably want more iron plate concrete. And I mean, the fact it gives you all these tools of, you know, like, you know, the whole legs and the, you know, the parachute and all that sort of stuff. It really, therefore, does take. It's very clever because it takes full advantage then of the whole first-person thing. It is fun to move around in. I say the combat is fun. You know, it's not bad from any stretch on that front. So we need quick wires and a Xeno zapper. Okay, I think I've got them. I could show you the zip wire. Because when you get... Oh, no, I need to build a Xeno zapper. That's not... I've got the other one, the basher. We see, you know, it's called a Xeno zapper. You know, it's just a lot of silliness in the game, which I really appreciate. So we'll make one of these. I can show you this. I'm rubbish with using this. There's also the jetpack. You need fuel for the jetpack, so there's not really any point me building it because we haven't got fuel. You eventually get another one that's like a hover one, but it's almost like, to me, it's like a tacit admission that being on the ground building things is actually difficult. So they give you all these tools to be able to look down on it, you know. I don't want / can't make anything else. Cool. So this thing, if we put that, say, there, and like that, so there's a thing, you know, I've got like a chainsaw, because you do these are bio burners, which is one of the fuels you get, but it gives you, you know, it gives you a chainsaw. It doesn't just give you, you know, a way of growing trees or something. It gives you a chainsaw to chop trees down, you know. So yeah, if we swap that out, and then I am rubbish with this thing. It takes a lot of practice. I'm surprised it didn't come up with Ada saying something. But basically what you do is you grab onto the wires. But then, oh, crikey. Oh! Achievements have gone bonkers in this, I don't know why. But you have to basically jump around the power poles. Isn't that cool? So, I mean, so they've made traversal fun, and really, you know, it's not first person just for the sake of it. It's because it's fun, you know. You know, it is very well done. So I'm rubbish at this because I often just crash into the power poles. There's also like a hypertube thing, which I think I've unlocked that. Again, it's not worth building. It's like huge power demand on it. There you go. Just crashed into the power pole. As I understand it, this was like added in by, they did like a game jam, and you know, one of the devs basically put this in. Yeah. So in a way, it also gives you a reason to, you know, connect your power networks up. Cool. Let's have a coffee. Excitement. For rock and stone, exactly. I'm liking the humour. Yeah, it is good. Same. Gotta go soon. Good luck on your progress on the parameterization train network on Factory. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining me again. I hope you have a good rest of your day. So if you wanted to catch up, and certainly have a look at this, it is worth seeing me do this. Then it you know, the VODs are on the YouTube, because it, you know, it's a really nice, animation that it does, and building this out, it does sort of, I don't know, it does give much more of a feeling of progress and, something happening that matters, as it were, than I think Factorio does. Cool. The pod's nearly back, so that was, I've been doing enough messing about, but the pod's nearly back. So we'll wait for that, I guess. And then we'll have trains. Trains. I want to get rid of those anyway. And then I could top up on biomass. Good. Oh, is it coming back? Okay. Oh, there it is. There you go. Oh, I didn't. If it's still there. You see, it locks on, and you can do more research now. This is like the hub. This is like you're meant to be like where you live. And you see, it's got like. So it's actually got an actual toilet. You can put stuff down the toilet, and you can actually flush it as well. That's what I mean. And then you've got fluid dynamics for pioneers. What does that say? A guide for the rest of us. Toothpaste, toothbrush, little wash bag, and this jokey little thing here. Now expanding to Fortuna 3. Becky was here. So yeah, it's all sort of Fix-It does not flush. That's telling you things you can't put down it, including the little car. I think I've unlocked that. Just haven't built my microwave, and there you go. Blender. Have we got a coffee machine somewhere? I think this is that a coffee machine? I don't think it works. Kitchen area. Don't know what the alarm was about. I assume it's a goat thingy reference. Type of goat thing. Yeah. But yeah, just a little mini game. It's basically just whatchamacallit. Oh. What did I do wrong then? It's like, I think it's like one of these puzzly games. Oh crikey. One of them in. What does the times 4 mean? I made a mess of that, haven't I? But yeah, you can just get points. How many you can fit in. Can I rotate that? No, I can't rotate that, can I? What we get in? I think we get that one in. But yeah. There you go. Yes, so we can do the trains. Hurrah! And hooray! And hurrah! Let's grab those back then. And pop them all in. Oh no, we can't do trains. We are 50 short, aren't we? Right, more still. Cool. So we would need... Will it have made those? We could probably, if it's not made all of them, we could probably handcraft the difference. Because we will have... Okay. Come on. Missed. 16. Wow. Yeah, let's make the difference then. That's not a lot. Nope. I think I can make them anyway. You know? Yeah. What do we need? We need 3 mix it up to 20 to 10. So you need 43 in total. Ouch. Oh dear, but I've been hearing a lot of talking. In fact, I don't think I can make it up, can I? No, I can. Very just. It's alright, we time to mention, well, it's just chugging through them, that next week, Saturday, well, I guess it's technically Sunday morning, but Saturday night, the UK switches over to British summertime, so I'll be streaming at the same time, but we will be in a different time situation for UK. So the stream will be, I don't know, because I'm terrible at doing the maths on time zones. Wait, did I put them away? I did. There we go. Get this launching.
Milestone reached. Trains are excellent for efficiently moving vast quantities of parts. Train logistics can be made more precise and complex with tools found in the railway signaling milestone. I listen to all my pioneers, often when they're not even aware of it. So due to popular demand, I have added a motivational message. Choo choo mother.
Yeah. Choo choo mother. Cool. So this is the one we need to do these, isn't it? That's the one that costs 400, but also 200 motors. Wowzer. Wowzer. That one requires me to do in computers. Obviously pipes is whatever. Blueprint side, cool. That gives me the truck. Fluid packaging. This is where we would get fuel for doing the jetpack. Or at least, yeah, be able to put it into a fuel thing that we could, you know, use to power the thing. Where are computers then? Oh, that unlocks compute. Okay. So I think we've got to do this one, haven't we? Okay. It will have made the 400 plastic, I'm sure. But we've got we've got the 200 frames. Right. 1,000 cables is not a problem. It will have made, as I say, the plastic. I'm just wondering if we can maybe do that before ending the stream, and then next time we could start heading towards the next level of We do need 1,000 of the elevator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So an extra one. We already did the frames. Plastic would be great. Cool. I don't think we can do it, can we? Because 200 motors is going to take ages. Certainly not the 9 minutes we've got left. Okay. But it'll be the next thing we can do next time. 2, 4, there we go. 1,000 of them. And we don't know plate. I could grab. Did I unlock fuel? I did. Oh, it's 50 Caterium wire for it. Okay. But only 15 motors. Okay. So what we probably need to do, think about doing at least, is making motors on a more significant scale then. Oops. Why are you there? Okay. Yeah. We've only got like 5 minutes left. Just wondering about maybe if we set up a bit more gunpowder production and do a bit of Caterium smelting, since we're now getting a bit more of a use for Caterium wires. Just do that over here. I think that's probably us done for today. So if we turn this to be gunpowder, and then sulfur in there, gold in there. I don't think that actually makes all that much, does it? 15. Oh, it's one. It becomes 2. Okay, so that's like 200 powder. Wait, what are you? Are you one of them? What was the other thing? I was going to make Caterium wire, isn't it? Which is not that. It's smelter? Well, that's ingots, isn't it? Ingots. So if we wanted to do the wire, actually. Okay, we need to rethink that. So, we go. Instructor there. Close to that as we can. And you'll make the wire. And then smelter here. Invalid belt shape. Okay, fine, whatever. And this will do deuterium. So then we can go. That's the wrong way around, isn't it? No. I should set this up over by the. Oh, I've done it the wrong way around. By the actual patch we've got. Oh. Oh. Stick it in. These birds seem to like my blueprint thing, don't you? I don't know. As if this phase suits my whole thing of, you know, my throw it together approach that I kind of excel at. It's when it gets into the okay, now build it at scale and sensibly and well organised. That's where I always tend to struggle, and it's why Factorio kind of works so well for me, because I can blueprint it basically. Take the problem away via blueprints. So 100, other way around, 100. Freighter's back. There's only 2 there. Okay. Right. So it's still not really getting the coal, is it? Why is that? Accidentally done a wrong belt. Ah, there is. That's the wrong level of belt. Ah, okay. Okay. So this will chug away making us some gunpowder, which I think we can use for researches. If not, we can convert it into whatever we need to make researches on that part of the man. This is going to make us a whole load of deuterium wire, which is nice. We're kind of stocked up, so we could head back as our last little job. We obviously need plastic, but what we really need is more motor production. I should just build a little ramp up to the top of But there is lots of iron knocking about in various patches, basically. So it's really just a case of building the actual things. Actually, thinking about it, should I look at more, maybe doing blueprinting next time? Because, well, let's just build in, because motors are assemblers. And I don't think, have I got an assembler blueprint? I haven't, have I? Got foundries and smelting. Which is which? What's that? That's furnaces. Didn't I get rid of that? Yeah, but I couldn't work out how to get rid of the blueprints, could I? Remove blueprint, maybe? Deleted from your computer, yes. Okay. That was clunky. Yeah, we should work, or I should work on, because I've only got the smelting ones. I've not got, you know, assembler ones and whatever they're called. Constructors. So yeah, that's what we should do next, really. So that we are better able to build things. Okay. And what I will do to end therefore, if I can, is maybe do a little ramp up here somewhere. So what would we be doing? I guess maybe something like that, up to here. Let me just jump up. Yeah, that's one too far over. Okay, put that there. And station. Obviously it's a bit janky, isn't it? Yeah, I should, if we take that, oops, back one like that. Oops. That's better. Not onto me. No. And then, oops. I could use the stairs, couldn't I? Be more fancy. Huh. What have we done there? What's? Oh, I think I've accidentally hit R at some point. Which is why it's no longer zooming. There we go. That's a bit easier for me to get up and down. The truck. And etc. Cool. Potentially even do one here. Yeah, turn the zoom off by accident. Okay. Whoops. There we go. That's a little bit more convenient. Cool. Yeah, so next time I need to pick up and build blueprints that I didn't bother building before, basically. That's the ticket. Of course, the fact that these blooming birds keep standing there, it makes it a bit of a pain in the bum to build in there now. Okay. Yeah, so that's it for this week. Let's pop the old schedule up. Like so. Is that working? Yeah, it's working. Excellent. As I briefly mentioned a little bit ago, we switched to British summertime in the UK next weekend. That means the Saturday stream, which will again be Factorio, and we'll be playing both of these games and these series up until I either get bored or annoyed or frustrated, or I finish them or I consider them finished. I'm sort of thinking the space age, the not space age, which is actually Factorio parameterization. I'll try and build something like a mega base, like maybe a smaller one, like a 2000 old school mega base, and then maybe think about adding in, you know, elevated rails or something like that, quality maybe. Just adding that on, so that I can learn, because what the whole point of that series is learning parameterization and prioritization and all these new mechanics that they've added to the base game, and that I barely touched during the Space Age playthrough that I did. Satisfactory, as I say, will continue. I'm really enjoying it so far, but we haven't hit the big blockers, the big milestones and stuff yet. But yeah, we need next time to build out these blueprints and stick in a more significant oil production, oil power, blah 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 blah, continuing on so we can get the elevator tiers done. I feel, and I don't know why, maybe it's just because I'm more familiar with it fundamentally, but it feels like we're way further on than I got to. It was like, I don't know, 20 streams or something, it feels like, before I was even working on oil last time. So yeah, so that's quite interesting. Whether that's just more familiarity from me, or they have done some tweaking to make it easier, I don't know. So yeah, so no idea how long it'll keep going, but say aim is to try and get to the goal, the end point of the game. I say clock change next week, so the timing will change for the Sunday one. It'll be 3 p.m. British summertime, which is an hour ahead of GMT. So I guess that means the stream starts an hour earlier, if you're not switching over. If you are watching on YouTube, you can also watch on Twitch. If you're watching on Twitch, you can also watch on YouTube. You have your choice of platforms, because I use Restream to stream to both when it works. I'm also on, if you wanted to follow on socials, I really just post about when I'm going live, do a quick skeet out on Blue Sky. I've pretty much abandoned Twitter. Not a fan of the owner. And Discord is almost completely inactive. The other thing I would say is I am working on videos for Factorio. The videos are going to return, and there'll be a whole bunch of them because I've written scripts, and there'll be even more. I'm really trying to do that again properly, give myself some deadlines and actually force myself to do it. But as part of that, I'll be activating memberships on YouTube. They will give you early access to those videos. There will probably be like for the ones that are all pre-scripted and pre-done, there'll probably be quite a distance, as it were, between them. So you'll be getting them like several weeks earlier, I expect. So but that's all you'll be getting basically. There are other things you get automatic, like badges on your name and all sorts of stuff like that. They're the default things. But for the time being, all it will be early access to pre-recorded videos. And so I think you also get in like chat and stuff. You get flagged as a member, and you get a different color name and stuff like that. So there are a few little perks, but it will be quite cheap. Therefore, it's basically just a few quid to get that early access. Is that everything I need to say? I think that's everything. But yeah, I'm not going to do any, Discord exclusive things or anything, because I don't really use Discord. Really getting you anything. I would like to do something with multiplayer, but I don't know. It feels like some kind of future goal. Let's get back to making videos first. Cool. I think that's everything I say. Back next week. Oh, the other thing I will be taking what's probably going to end up being a 3-week break, basically, because we've got Easter, then there's like a weekend, then it's my birthday. So both Easter and my birthday, I'll be going away to see family. So I'll probably also just take the middle weekend, just as away from streaming, and then we'll be back, and I'll probably then just stream right the way through the summer, and I can't think of any big things. There is the weekend where, I mean, there'll be some I miss, I'm sure, but and like for example, when the Formula One film that's comes out, I've said, go down to my dad and basically take him to the cinema and we'll go and watch that sort of thing. So there will be random weekends taken off, but the plan really, as I say, is just to continue on pretty much as we go for these 2 series, and to actually start producing videos properly again. Cool. So, yes, if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it, and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Satisfactory. Thanks for watching. Cheers.